On today's video, let's build some beautiful texture using some salt and paint with a shabby chic aesthetic. Hello everybody and welcome into Emily's Upcycled Home. Project number 1, faux cement plaque hanger. So I am taking this scrap piece of wood that I found in my stash, and I'm going to come in with some kosher salt here that I just picked up at the market. And then I'm coming in with just some chalk paint that I got off of Amazon, I believe, in Faux art. I'm going to try to use this up, and you notice it's already pretty thick there because it is pretty old. And then I'm going to pile in that thick kosher salt here and mix everything up until I get almost like a plaster consistency, a very thick, muddy look here. Now this is what we're going to build our texture in, coming in with our little spatula piece here. If you guys know the name of this piece, let me know down in the comments, please. And then I'm just going to come in and build in all this texture, layering up that thick, pasty consistency all over our square piece. And we're going to make this look like it's a cement plaque here. Now, once I have all the texture build that I want, I'm going to go ahead and come in with this Felicity mold by ILD and my DOS air dry clay. And we are going to build in some layering here with a beautiful rose detailing of these flowers. These are very thick, deep roses that I just love this mold, you guys. Beautiful mold, beautiful roses and leaves that come out with lots of detailing. I'm going to attach my moldings with just some wood glue, Gorilla Wood glue. I'm going to put one up in the corner, and then I'm going to repeat that process with that beautiful floral design and add one to the base of the piece. Now I want to come in with this music sheet and cut out some hearts, because we're going to build in some paper element as well into this piece. And I am just ripping the paper here to make 2 different size hearts that I am going to place on this using that music sheet as a beautiful backing. Come in once again with that Gorilla Glue and just use it. And with my tool here, I go around that heart and add in some of that texture, just blending it even further into my project here. I cut out a smaller heart and repeat that process of the second one, building up that texture around that heart and forming it into the piece. Now, I wish I would have let everything dry and then come in, but I did not. But I do come in with this beautiful rose transfer from ILD. I believe this is from the botanical pack. I go ahead and rub that on, and if you notice, I come in with some antiquing wax here by Bear, layer that up. Then we're going to go ahead and continue on with our detailing, adding these little corner elements. And then to blend in the piece, I do come in with this drop cloth color by Dixie Belle. I go ahead and layer over those metal pieces just to help it blend a little further into my project. Now, as far as that little square at the bottom, I didn't show you guys that because I end up covering it. I didn't like how it looked. But before I do that, I'm going to come in with just some wire here that I got from my husband's site. I don't know what kind of wire or gauge this is. I went ahead and wrapped it around my pin just to give it some little detailing. And that's going to be our rustic hanger for our piece. I'll go ahead and staple this into place where I want them to land. And then I'm going to have to let this thoroughly dry, you guys, before we move on to our next project or parts of this piece. But before I do that, let's go ahead and cover this little spot here that I don't really like. And we'll rethink again what we're going to put here and what I want to add. But once this is dry, we can go ahead and embellish it a little bit more. So now I'm going to come in with Dixie Belle Tea Rose, which was this pretty vintage color of a shade of pink. Now, if you guys notice, this whole project went a whole different direction. It's not all a cement plaque looking piece. It's more like a, let's place some beautiful different textures and elements on this piece. I know there's a name for that. If you know that, put that down in the comments for me. But I went ahead and covered up these beautiful roses with that pretty pink, as well as fading it into around the edges. And then I come in here with some fusion paint and do some dots around the hearts, and then come in with fusion Newell as well and do in those leaves, coloring those leaves. Come in with a little bit of layering of other colors on that rose. And then the dots didn't work out too well. So we went ahead and blended in that beautiful French eggshell by Fusion into those hearts surrounding it. Coming back in with some Dixie Belle black wax here and layering up my edges, putting some into that heart. Then I come in with a Tim Holtz stencil here and some plaster or some raised stencil plaster. I'll put the name down in the comments or the description. Go ahead and add that to that. Add some heat to this as well, as once you add that heat, it raises up that stencil paste and it gives you this beautiful detailing around the edge that you can layer with different colors and bring out that raised stencil vibe. I'm still using pieces that are in my stash, you guys, and I did find this love wood sign here. So we're going to come in and place that somewhere on our piece here. But first, I want to come in with some cute little birds. These are just little cardboard cutouts that I got from Hobby Lobby. And using my hot glue gun, I'm going to place those in, adding another element of texture here, and just coming in with, again, that black wax and aging up and grunging up the piece, adding shadows and highlights wherever I feel I want it to have that image pop. Then once I find placement for my little love sign here, I'll come in with some hot glue, place that, and then I decide to come in with just a little bit of moss and another bird at the top. But like I said, I'm going to come in with a little bit of moss and fill in that little O there as if it was a bird nest as well. I made this shabby little bow off camera. We're going to go ahead and attach that to the top and put a little button in there. And then here's our finished texture look. Remember, all that texture behind is built with just some salt and some paint. You guys can make this a whole cement plaster kind of looking piece, but I went in a whole different direction, just being free with what I'm creating here. I hope you guys enjoy this piece as well. So go in your cabinets, grab your salt, grab your paint, and you can build something like this as well. Don't forget to hit that like button, comment, share, and subscribe for more DIYs. Project number 2, textured tin decor. For this project, I am coming in with just some regular tin cans that I've had in my stash. And again, coming in with this beautiful shade of Tea Rose by Dixie Belle and adding a little bit less of this kosher salt because I want a thinner consistency on these pieces, but still adding some texture to our tins. I'm going to come in and do the stippling motion as well as painting on this piece, adding a little bit of variation and texture as you see here onto our piece. Coming in with some scrap ILD transfers. I'm not sure which transfer this book is from. It's just a little piece of a scrap that I had. I'm going to layer those pieces up onto those tins, varnishing those in, and all you do is just rub on your transfer and remove that plastic backing as I'm doing here. And then I'm going to burnish that in, rubbing in that plastic, making sure I have a smooth hold to our piece here. Now, because of the squared off edges, I want a more consistent look to the florals, as they move into the tin. So we're coming in with a little bit more paint and just taking away those sharp edges of our leftover transfer here. I do apologize that I'm so off camera on this whole segment here. Didn't pay attention to that, but hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing as I'm stippling on that paint, adding a smoother flow between the flowers and the paint of our tin here. So for the look I'm going for, it's a very distressed, very aged look, very vintage vibe on these tin cans, a little bit of a primitive chic vibe here. I go ahead and really distress these pieces up with my sandpaper, as well as come in with a little bit of wording with more scrap pieces of transfer, and go back over everything with that sanding paper again, coming in with my Van Dyke glaze to age everything up. And I just heavily Add that glaze on the base of the piece, blending upward into our tints. Now here's the variation between the two, one colored and one not. And then once again, I come in off camera, you guys, apologize. I go ahead and add some wiring here, and then to attach that I wrap twine around the base of them around 6 to 7 times, and then loop up that wire, twisting it in and hot gluing up everything together. I come in with a little bit of cloth here. This is tobacco stained coffee dyed cloth, so it smells beautiful. And then I come in with some dried baby's breath, some dried berries, layer everything up, and come in and create some cute little tags with bunnies on the side. And then here is our finished look, you guys. Finished them off with these blue, beautiful faux roses that look just as dried as the real dried florals that you can pick up on Temu actually. And look how cute our little decorative tigs came out. Shabby, rustic, aesthetic. Here it is. Shop more IOD, Fusion, and Dixie Belle products with my affiliate link to Julie's Designs and Signs. I have that link in the description, as well as supplies, home decor, and floral. A one-stop shop with a $9 flat rate shipping. So save and reuse my link and help my content here on YouTube. Thank you all for your support. Moving into project number 3, risers, but we're going to build a layered texture look with color and salt, of course. So I have this riser that I completed a while ago, and it's very simple, and I decided I don't really like it. And although it does have texture already, we're going to come in with our sea salt or our kosher salt and build in more texture here. I'm going to bring in French eggshell here by Fusion, which does have its own built-in sealer. I'm going to coat this, and this is going to be my base color along with that brown underneath. So remember, that's the second color here. I'm going to layer in my kosher salt here into that paint, pressing it firmly into that paint as well. Now you want to make sure each layer is thoroughly dry. You're going to come in, I'm going to come in later and have a little bit of issues with how much paint gets pulled off because my piece is not thoroughly dry. I repeat the same process here after the drying process and come in with this beautiful tea rose color by Dixie Belle, layer in some more paint and come back in to dry everything. And of course, we're going to layer one last color before we come in with our top coat, which is just this H gray by Rustoleum. Layer in that salt again into the layer of paint on this one and dry our piece. Now, once again, leave these paints overnight. Let them dry thoroughly so you can get the proper look that you want. You'll see what happens here because some of my paint wasn't dry. And to coat everything, my final color is Dixie Belle Cotton, which is this beautiful shade of white that we are going to layer on top of all the colors, all the salts, all our texture we built here. So this is how our piece is looking. And another thing you can do is come in and get your heat gun, bubble up your paint and build texture that way as well. Scrape that off and you have a nice chippy vibe to those edges. But once this is thoroughly dry, you guys, note mine is not thoroughly dry. I come in with my scraper and I go ahead and start scraping all that salt off. And what's going to leave behind is all those different layers of paint that we used. Note again, my paint is not thoroughly dry. That's why so much of it is coming off. But in the end, I like the finished result. I like the cakey look. I like the big blotches of missing paint because we do come in and layered some transfers on this, and you'll see. So you'll see all those layers coming through, the greenish, the eggshell, the pink. You see a little bit of that gray, and then as I even scrape even further, you're going to get some of that original wood tone from our original piece that we use. Continue to do your scraping and scrape off the salt and all those layers that you want, and then you come back in and you want to sand the piece a little bit, giving it a smoother texture to everything and blending and everything smoothly. Now, if you don't like these big blotches that I have here, make sure you let your paint thoroughly dry so that you get a look that you like. I am going to seal the whole piece here with Dixie Belle's flat top coat, which is going to give me a nice
smooth surface to add my transfers on here. So I come in with just pieces of transfers from a book that I had. I come in with a sheet, pick it apart, and then we're just gonna layer up these transfers onto our piece, just rubbing on the transfers and pulling them off, coming in sanding them as well, because I'm going for a very distressed, heavy distressed look here, very aged, like if the piece has been sitting outside, worn, painted over and over, with someone trying to bring, you know, that layered look out here. So that's what I'm building here, just piecing together this transfers that I have in my stash. And I think this comes from like the seed catalog one. I will try to link that in the comments. Can't pinpoint it. I'll try to put a picture here as well if I can. And then I come in, just piece this little girl in the corner as well. I layered in wording from that same little transfer sheet, and then I come back in and distress everything. I want everything to look weathered and used and really rustic. So here's the finished look. No, I did come in with a little bit of black wax by Dixie Belle and age up those edges and age up a little bit into those corners of the metal pieces. And here is our finished look, you guys. Let me know what you guys think of this technique. Are you going to try it with some salt and some layered paint? Give me your thoughts down in those comments.
So I hope you guys enjoyed all these different techniques that you can put in your toolbox as well. So once again, you guys, thank you all for being here. Let me know down in the comments which project was your favorite. You know, YouTube likes you to interact with me. So go ahead and leave me some comments down in questions. Just let me know what your thoughts are on these pieces today. And once again, you can watch our last video up here. Just click on that link and it'll take you to it. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, notification bell, so you don't miss any future videos. And here's those projects one more time, friends. Have a beautiful day, everybody. Bye.